Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
Yes, I wanna know. Yes, I wanna see.
Have you ever wondered what the feeling of flying along a road at Mach 10 would be like? Wonder no more, because Burnout Paradise has been around since 2008, and you've probably already played it, so this review is unnecessary and useless in the end. Thanks for watching. In all seriousness though, Burnout has always been a game very close to my heart. Not because it's the most fantastic game, far from it actually, but mostly because I played a fuckload of Burnout Paradise when I was younger. It was my first PS3 game, and I owned and played it more times than I've showered in my whole life. It was there for me during some of the roughest times in my life, and it always made me smile no matter how tough things got. Criterion managed to make a game that is just pure fun, but only for shorter periods of time. Criterion has been around for 25 years now, and they've always kind of been treading along with the original Burnout franchise, something called boat racing, and a PS2 game called Black that no one remembers. It's been really sad to witness their decline over the years, and I'll be talking about how that's happened alongside this game review. I'll be leaving timestamps as to where the game review starts and where I start talking about Criterion's downfall. In short, here's where I bully a game, and here's where I bully a corporation. So, Burnout Paradise. I'm sure that if you've ever owned a PlayStation 3 or had a mate who owned one, you probably played this game. So you might be asking yourself, why am I talking about it now? This game came out more than a decade ago. Well, for one thing, the remastered version was released in 2018, so it's not that long ago now. And secondly, it's my channel, so shut the fuck up. I decide what I put out in the world. First and foremost, the graphics in the original Paradise, before the remaster, looked incredible. The shift to HD and higher frame rates does nothing but add to the experience. This game is genuinely gorgeous. This is a racing game, just in case your brain was so melted by ADHD medication that you couldn't tell from the moving pictures on the screen. It's not a great racing game, but it isn't designed to be one. A game like Forza, Dirt, Gran Turismo, those games are wholeheartedly designed with pure racing experience in mind. In other games like Need for Speed, the design philosophy is, hey, let's add some cool real-life cars, but make the game extra fucking boring. Now Burnout, oh no, my son. Burnout is not a game where you have the most accurate controls on a car. This is the complete opposite of a driving simulator. This game will push your ass through your face with the speed you'll achieve. It's not meant to be the most lifelike experience you'll ever have. It's meant to be complete fucking mayhem, and that's exactly what it is. The soundtrack does nothing but add to this mayhem, but there's not much I can say on that or show you because this game is filled with copyrighted music, and I can't show you that unless I want my channel getting fried. On a side note, I've gotten 2 copyright strikes now, and one was from using the Russian anthem. So there's an example of how puss-tut the copyright system is. Back on topic, there's 4 types of events in Paradise. There's a traditional race, where you start amongst 1 to 8 other cars and have to be the first to finish. There's Marked Man, which is like a race, only the opponents are replaced by super modified muscle cars that are trying to demolish your car. Then there's Stunt Run, where you attempt to do the most wicked sick flips and rolls to get a score above the set goal. And then there's Road Rage. My god, there are no words to describe the pure destructive force of nature that you turn into. So here's a clip. And also, since the music in this game is copyrighted, here's an interpretation of one of the songs as background music. So yeah, there's Road Rage, and then there's the other events. Now that's not to say the other events are bad, it's just that, well, a race is fun and all, and speed is great, but the objective of a race is to go as fast as possible. In Road Rage, your only objective is to make the hopes and dreams of the drivers against you shatter in the same way you just shattered the metal frame that took thousands of dollars to build, and even more money to buy. If nothing else, it's a wish fulfillment simulator. It's a good way to hype yourself up before you go do something else. Paradise is one of those games you play when you are feeling truly distressed because it will cheer you up immensely. Feeling distraught because you just injured yourself? Ran through some billboards. Upset because your wife left and took the kids? Do a sick-ass jump on a bridge and forget about her. Are the ghosts of the damned haunting you because you promised them some Nutella? Go fucking mental and demolish all the cars you can in a 2-minute span of time. It's all up to you, and it's great. I love this game because of that aspect. Whoops! Looks like I activated the loaded sentence siren. Someone call the hotel porter because there's some unpacking that needs doing. So yes, this game has some really great aspects to it. It's fun, it's destructive, it's de-stressing, and the cars were used as blueprints for the SpaceX ships, which is to say they're really fucking fast. But here's where we reach the problems with Paradise. I can only play this game for about 2 to 3 hours before I physically can't anymore. My brain just doesn't really allow me to keep going after a certain amount of time because there's not much to keep me around. The game is kind of repetitive, which, yeah, okay, it's a racing game, so I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it lacks a depth that other games have. Burnout has a progression system where you get other cars, but the method is always the same. You race or crash into other cars. There's no real goal to achieve other than getting all the cars, and that's the type of goal you accomplish over many days and many hours. That's not a bad type of progression, per se. It keeps me coming back and everything, but it means that I don't feel motivated to sit my ass down all day and actually grind the fuck out of the game like I would in, say, Subnautica. Paradise has no story, which is fine, in all honesty. Better to have no real story at all than have one that sucks dog nuts. But it also means that I will lack even more motivation, because I'm not unlocking any story bits that make me want to push forward. In short, this game is really fun. Really, really fun while I'm playing it. But playing it for a longer period of time is honestly kind of boring. It's one of those games you play when you're gonna go on a date and you need to feel like a god. It's great motivation and great fun for a time, but it wears out its welcome. If there was a way of unlocking different type of events as the game progressed, that might have given more incentive for longer playtime. Or if they added some kind of ultimate car that could only be unlocked after beating all of the races and events. My point is there needs to be better reason to grind through the game other than complete it because it's a video game. Paradise suffers from the fact that when you finish, post-ending fuckabouts are limited to just doing the same races you've already done. But ultimately, this game came out 13 years ago, so what I say now holds very little water, especially with Criterion. Criterion has fallen in my eyes. Being absorbed into the amorphous fleshy black mass that is EA helped them very little, because all they do now is work on properties that have an established groundwork like the Need for Speed series. I mean, the last Burnout game that came out after Paradise was in 2011, and it was an iOS game. And that right there tells us just how much EA cares about Criterion's work. The problem started when EA absorbed them, and Criterion worked on Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It's an okay game, it's just that it's so clearly Burnout Paradise, the worst version. Criterion has since lost over 80% of its Burnout Paradise team, and now all they do is work on the vehicle sections in games like Battlefront and Battlefield, because EA doesn't care about the state of its employees. It doesn't care about the work that these people do, because they want to avoid all possible risks and just force them to work on some bullshit they know is going to be terrible quality-wise, but will sell gangbusters because shitheads will buy the next Need for Speed games expecting the return of Christ. There's ultimately nothing I can do to save Criterion or change EA's business practice, but there's not a chance in hell I won't complain about it. Honestly, the only reason anyone is even okay with EA existing right now is because Respawn is one of their subsidiaries. I feel awful for the genuinely nice people that work at EA because they must feel so drowned out by the corporate types who suppress any type of creative noise by shoving fistfuls of blood-stained money into their ears. Seriously, fuck EA, man. Oh, right, Burnout. It's alright, I guess. 800,888 out of 5. It's good. Bye.